Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Shang Hot. Welcome back to the Gold Championship Series, the Warcraft 3 World Championships. This is Group C. That means day 3, obviously. And we have 4 players already in the playoffs. That is Infi, 120, Lin, and Moon. 4 players and half of the group stage is over. Today, we have the current world champion joining the fray. It's TH, FoCuS, Lawlight, and Colorful. My name is Neo. You're here at Back to Warcraft, and by my side, as always, hello Remo.
Hello, Neo. Yeah, half of our group stage is already done. In Group A and B, we separated the boys from the men, and that was, to be honest, a pretty one-sided affair. Today, it gets more interesting, because today in Group C, we have at least 3 hot contenders for those 2 desired spots for the top 8.
If you tune in for the first time, this is a 6-day event, 4 days of group stage, and that is 4 players each, double elimination. So if you win 2 games, you are in the playoffs. If you lose 2 games, you're out. That happened already to Hunter, to Chimiko, TBC, and Hawk. And Saturday and Sunday, we will have the playoffs. There's going to be best of 5 in the group stages, all best of 3, and the grand finale will be a best of 7. This is about $15,300 and the title of the World Championship. Today, FoCuS, Colorful, TH, and Lawlight. We have Orc versus Night Elf, Human versus Night Elf. No Undead this time, but still a super interesting group. And we start with FoCuS versus Colorful. Colorful only qualified for this event because Romantic got disqualified. FoCuS, one of the strongest players in 2017. TH, we don't have to lose a word about him. One of the strongest humans in history of this game. And Lawlight, the master of the Warden.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of Romantic, not being here due to some controversy, FoCuS, of course, may not have been the same group, but he must be feeling better about this matchup.
Yeah.
Against Human, always struggling. Romantic, renowned for this powerful, powerful matchup there. Colorful, everybody's viewing him as the underdog, the guy with very slim chances. How slim are his chances really? And from that underdog position, could he be able to surprise today?
That's a good question, Remo. On paper, if you just go according to the win rates, Colorful is surprisingly the best Night Elf versus Orc player in the world. Not Foggy, not Moon, not Lawlight, not Live. A 64% win rate for the guy on the right. FoCuS on the other side is pretty strong in this matchup as well, but yeah, also he's 65% win rate versus Night Elf. So they're pretty even. And together with Lin, he's the best Orc versus Night Elf player in the world. So, man, we're in for a treat here in this matchup, as it seems.
That surprises me a lot. I didn't expect Colorful to have those good of some statistics, considering he must be playing against Lin and Fly and the likes of those pretty frequently. He has, like, in the tournaments we've cast over the last couple of years, always, shown his face, but never really gotten too far. He won some IFANG Cups, but those are, weekly cups. In the big offline performance tournaments, he hasn't had the greatest performances. Same can be said for FoCuS, kind of. He's the workhorse. He's the guy who practices all the time. But offline, was it the nerves? Was it bad luck? I don't know. Something was the case the way he was never able to get too far until last GCS. Still wasn't a grand final for him, but it was 3rd place for him. Was that finally him breaking through that barrier, through that mental block? Can he, is this a new era for him? Is he going to be able to perform better now offline with that issue having been removed the last time round?
My feeling is that he feels a lot better. I mean, we see him for the 4th time maybe, or 5th time at an offline event, and usually he's always tired, always a coffee in his hand, always sitting there half asleep, or at some dinners falling asleep. This time it's different. I don't know why, but he seems more energetic to me, more relaxed even as well. Like, not relaxed in a bad way, but, sitting there, chillin', having a smile on his face, joking around. Colorful, how nervous is he? Not too much offline experience for him, but maybe people are underestimating him. He has a few weak matchups, but he has a few strong matchups as well. And we had underdogs in Group A and B with Hunter, Chimiko, Hawk, and TBC. They all disappointed. Maybe today it's time for a big upset that we're still missing in this group stage.
I would say Hawk losing his game against TBC, that definitely surprised me. But as far as the outcome went for the winners, certainly pretty much sure everybody would have predicted this if they had to. I was asked actually for the prediction of Group C, and I put FoCuS ahead of Lawliot. I feel like he certainly puts in the hours. No one can fault him for that.
Yes.
And, well, TH being TH, I expect him to make it out as well. I actually got into a bit of trouble about that with Lawliot. He said he wasn't going to be friends with me anymore
Aw.
after I put FoCuS ahead of him. Yeah, speaking of work hours, FoCuS, one of the guy who put in the most time here as well, has been practicing pretty much nonstop at his computer, has been trying to, well, be in the best shape possible. I asked him yesterday, though, how he's actually feeling at the moment, and he told me, not so good, but that's humility from FoCuS. I've never heard him say, you know what, I feel so confident. You can put anybody in front of me and I'm going to destroy him. Yeah. Is that also perhaps a weakness in a competitor's mindset? We already saw it in the early interview, heading into the first game, where he was listed by Lin as the best orc or the best Warcraft player in general. I'm not quite certain. He said, well, I really don't think I'm the best player, but I'm going to do my best anyways.
He was one of the top players in 2017. This year, a little harder for him, to be honest. We had 5 tournaments so far, apart from GCS, and he made it to top 3, 4, 5, but that's about it. In 2017, he was always a strong contestant for a grand final, even for an online win in those tournaments. This time, not so much, so maybe he's a little satisfied with what he accomplished last time. I'm not so sure what it is actually, but yeah, it could be a strong FoCuS, it could be a weak FoCuS, we don't know. He's from South Korea, he's 29 years old, he has an above 80% win rate on netties, on everything. 3rd place last time GCS, a runner, 3rd time at WCG in 2013, that's certainly his biggest accomplishments. This year, the 1st place in the New Year's Cup with Team TH was nice, 3rd place in Seer Cup was nice, where he dropped to Lin in the lower bracket final. 2nd place in the GCS April race, where he lost the grand final 2-1-2-0 in an Orc mirror. 4th GCS performance here for FoCuS. Is it time for the title? Is it time for a final? He's a nice guy. We wish him all the best, but it's gonna be hard. Also versus this guy, Colorful, one of the youngest players here in this race, only 23 years old, together with 120 Live and Chimiko. He's among the top 4 young guns here. His win rate on netties, not that strong, but as I said before, 664% versus Orcs, 660% versus Undead in our statistics that are a little lower in general because, yeah, it's only from pro competition. It's his 4th time actually coming to GCS. He was there 2015, in spring 2016, and last time 1 year ago in the summer, but he never made it to the playoffs. Always dropping at the group stage. Will this happen for the 4th time in a row for the Chinese Night Elf player? We will see. FoCuS, does he take this too easy? Everybody seems to think that he is the big favorite, that he is already in the winner bracket final where he would meet the winner of TH and Lawliot. We could see a Korean battle there once again. FoCuS and Lawlight were in the same group last time. Would be interesting to see it again.
Where they eliminated Infi, wasn't it? Could be a repeat, perhaps, but let's take a look at the maps first. First map, LR. Pretty good map for Night Elf, actually, I would say. It's all about, you know, getting level 3 demon, not being harassed too much early. You have some safe creep camps here. And start to pay attention too late. Did you see the videos? Must have been Echo from the Night Elf. Pretty sure.
Didn't see it, unfortunately.
Alright, I hope you guys paid attention. Yeah, here in GCS, best of 3, we only have 1 veto each. That's a bit of a specialty, and then the first map gets randomed out of the 5 ones remaining. And I would say Colorful can be feeling pretty satisfied with this random roll.
We do have a storyline here in this 6th edition of GCS. So far, only Chinese players were able to take the championship. That was Infi, that was Fly, that was 120 twice, and TH. Is it finally time for Korean to grab the title? Of course, we have Foggy in the race as Europeans, but for a proud Warcraft land like Korea, who has produced champions like Moon, Lin, and Remind, what's wrong at GCS is that they can't go for the big one?
Yeah. I don't really know. Like, they have proven the last couple of years that they can do it. In WCA 2016 was Lawlight and Lin in the grand final, but you're right, GCS, it doesn't seem to work. 5th one, still no title. Something's weird here. Lin certainly great chances. FoCuS, I think this is the big question here. Which FoCuS is gonna show up? I think if he plays close to his potential, this really should be an easy win for him.
Okay, we'll see about that. Fourth time FoCuS is stepping into the GCS ring. He made it to the lower bracket round 2 in the first time in 2015, then dropped in the group stage in a memorable game against Romantic, where the Book of the Dads were not on his side. And last time, as you said, third place against Czech, where he dropped against TH in the semifinal before. He's spawning in the bottom left of Last Refuge. In the upper right, we have Colorful in red. So FoCuS. As you said, what will we see, and what will we see from Colorful? He has been grinding ladder quite a bit, this name Headshot. I've seen it a lot since patch 1.29. Before, Colorful was kind of flying under the radar a little. In 2016, he had, I think, his breakthrough performance when he went third place for WCA qualifiers. That was really big for him back then, and super surprising. Since then, I mean, also this season hasn't been too good for him. Drops in the group stages at NSL, also at Seer Cup, also at Automats Cup. In the GCS qualifiers, he made it to one group stage, to one playoffs only, and that was in the February race. A few group stages for him, yeah, okay, but not an outstanding performance, and certainly, just like TBC, a player who qualified via ladder and not via tournaments.
And despite here being in the top 16, when we look at the Warcraft competition globally, he's like, you know, in that middle field of Night Elf players. We have a few of those. They can sometimes take games, but can they take championships? Can they get far? Very rare, pretty unlikely. In the Chinese scene itself, he was fighting for that space, for that slot of best Chinese Night Elf player for a while with Xixiu, where it wasn't quite sure. That was, however, before the rise of Life, who now firmly has that title to his chest. FoCuS, kind of the same story for him. Best Orc in Korea was his for a while before Lin came back. And I want to get very shortly into our match from yesterday. Moon versus Lin. I was expecting a lot of standard play, and on the very highest level, in the same matchup, of course, Orc versus Night Elf. But they just refused to play standard. It was Dryads, it was Mass Raiders. It was actually Mass Dryads twice, with expansions. Weird stuff like that. We didn't see a straight-up game once. These two players, however, usually, in what we've seen from them in the past, fairly predictable. So here, I would certainly expect this to be, you know, the normal Talon Walker Raider play.
I agree. I think I haven't seen Colorful with a different hero than a Demon Hunter. This is the story of Night Elves in the middle field of the pro scene. They stay tried and true to them. Same for Life, for when he became really big, Watchy Fridge, etc., etc. FoCuS is a little innovative, but mostly against Human, I think, where he really struggled for a long time, then came up with some solutions, like the Wyvern opening on tier 2. Against Night Elf, though, it's pretty normal, I think, but he's not as strong as Lin, I would say. He has a different approach than Lin, not too much on the TC, but rather on the Blade Master, which I do not approve. Lin plays it differently as well. Also, Lawlight told me that the shockwaves in general for FoCuS are not that great. We have to keep an eye on that, if Lawlight was just trolling or if it's actually the case. They're not as overwhelming as Lin's shockwaves, but yeah, shockwaves the main damage output for the Orc here, so we will see.
He told us this last GCS when I think you asked him, what do you try to value and look for more? Good items for the Blade or good items for the TC? And he said the Blade Master. And you said, yeah, but he's always up in the air. Yes, but invul. So he's going to need to and try to make the best use of those 7 seconds. Is he going to be able to do that? Shop has been cancelled here and still can't be set up. Pretty nice that he found the replenishment, so the Blade is still at decent health. Very aggressive stance by Colorful, not looking for level 2 at all, but being, you know, in the Orc's face. And yeah, with the shop, it was cancelled because it was delayed. That's the reason why FoCuS's tech was so fast. I'm afraid I must admit I didn't see if it was a 1 or 2 borrow tech, but even with 2 borrow, this should be a fast tech.
Yeah, I agree. Ring of Protection and Circlet for the Blade Master, not the best one. Of course, Colorful being aggressive once again, as the Night Elves should be, going for the shop here early at tier 2. He's not going for the tier 2 production, therefore his Demon Hunter maybe a little too low already with the Blade Master there. But still, no heal cell for FoCuS, no healing at all. And he lost a few resources, but he's still able to get the Beastry up, still able to get the Lodge up. Very unusual opening here, not going for the back of the base, not going for the burrows, but taking this shop that is right in front of him. So it's a safe harass, but still a very impactful harass.
I feel like, though, if you can prevent the healing, that's really good if you have a plan B. Like, if you keep on pressuring the low HP Grunts and Blade Master after. But if the low health doesn't matter in the end, how much does it really do? Oh, surround with 3 Grunts here. Beautiful. This is level 1. Demon Hunter, he's very squishy. Shockwave first to force the TP before the shop's cancelled. And he keeps it closed. Shop has been cancelled again. But that's a TP gone.
Pretty good play by FoCuS there, closing the surround. I mean, it was quite obvious that the shop won't survive, but the TC movement to fulfill the surround once more, force the town portal here, and gone it is. No staff on Colorful's side, maybe a little too greedy, cutting a little bit too many corners there to have the resources for the double engine of Wind, and of course the Beastmaster as a second hero. Here they are, tier 3 tech starting as well, and now FoCuS being the aggressor, little Quillbeast block. But that's okay. Problem here now for FoCuS, he also had no clarity, so he used all his wind walks. That's less control, less movement speed, and less information for FoCuS in general.
So with that shop that has been cancelled, what, 3 times now? Can he capitalize? Can he find some kills? A lot of grunts, by the way. 3 grunts is very heavy for nowadays metagame. And there's no scroll of speed. Very hard to save this grunt. Nice block from the Quillbeast. And actually, the shop cancel, that's what got him this grunt kill.
This is pretty good play by Colorful, I must admit. Like, micro moves are there, the timings is there, and FoCuS is certainly in trouble already. Not as hard as a Foggy would play it, and he's not that much delayed because his Raiders are in time and his Walkers are in time, and his TC got... Did he use a Shockwave there? Or what was that?
Yep, against the Wisp.
Against
He's
the Wisp,
still not level 2 yet. So he lost the grunt, but he still has 2 remaining, can still creep, and he didn't get experience from it. And the tier 2 wasn't delayed. So I think it's fine for FoCuS. He has Spirit Link now, and he should have Ensnare, so now he can really apply pressure with the map control that he has. But the big Ogre Magi is already gone. The couple of seconds that Colorful had here with his freedom, he used well. And I'd love to know what the item is, but we haven't seen it quite yet. Again, we don't have our own camera control here.
What do you think about FoCus's choice to go Shockwave first and not Aura?
I tried to do that to force the Demon Hunter away before the shop was cancelled. Didn't quite work out, but I mean, it's okay. He's gonna reach level 2 anyways before the first big engagement. Greater Mana here, by the way, on the Demon. Didn't sell it immediately, to my great surprise.
First heal scroll's been stolen by the TC, that's also pretty good.
Yeah. Like, with 40 supply, Ensnare, and Spirit Link and all that, and the first heal scroll, you're so strong. Night Elf can't do anything before Master Training, probably needs Tinker as well, and an Orb of Venom before he can really hope to contest the Orc. And this is where the Orc is supposed to be very aggressive. Don't give him the camps for free. Use your map control, be the dominant force, and this is where LR can be nice, because there are big Kree camps right next to the Night Elf base, with the laboratory and the Merc camp, but those haven't been taken yet. And Greater Mana for the TC is why you're sounding so...
yeah, that's the absolute dream. I mean, even Invul on the Blade Master is good, but the big mana potion on the TC is what can win you games in the later stages, and Last Refuge is certainly a map where we can see high-level heroes. Level 5 TC is not unlikely. Tier 3 is done, and Master Training is halfway through, and this is where the Night Elf becomes super duper strong. You know that for many years now in the Warcraft scene, this is the matchup that has changed the least in all of them, I guess. So, yeah, now the question is, who's gonna get the better shop control? Who will have more items? When will FoCuS break upkeep, and when will he be able to attack? Colorful plays this very passive now. Only his Demon Hunter saw the other side of the map, or FoCuS' side of the map. And the Korean is now capitalizing from that passive play, going into Colorful's area and stealing some experience there.
I must say I would have liked him to be focused, that is. Would have liked him to be even more aggressive. There's no TP on the Night Elf side. The Demon was still level 1. And it's only 5 talents. This is not Infinite Cyclone. But he wants to get level 3 TC instead, which is tempting, of course, especially when you have a Greater Mana. But I feel he could have been more aggressive, and perhaps that would have been the better choice.
It's quite fast leveling here, so he is level 3 now, and he can push now.
But the Night Elf got level 2 Demon and a Health Stone from that. He gave away a lot for this.
Yeah, but there's more mana on the talents now. There are more talents in general. FoCuS is still not breaking upkeep, so he doesn't want to fight. Colorful has no resources to steal something from the shop here, but this could be the first big engagement. Blade Master is coming in. There's no Hawk. Cyclone being used on a Raider. Can FoCuS save?
Oh, is he really trying to surround this? That's gonna be a big shockwave, buddy.
Yep.
I don't know if that's the right idea.
But FoCuS is not engaging. You see? the red dots, they're going the other way. So this Raider is dead. FoCuS is breaking upkeep now in anticipation of losing that 3-supply Raider. Oh, this round wasn't closed, so a little bit of wasted time, but FoCuS realizes, okay, this guy is gonna fall anyway, so let's not take this position.
Right, he didn't want to fight for that Raider because of that choke, I guess.
Yeah.
But he was coming from the choke, and the Night Elf naturally has to kite back. I feel like FoCuS perhaps playing this a little more cautiously than he needs to. But this should be a decent fight for Colorful. He's not far behind in supply at all. Shockwave number 1 comes in. Was there even a mana burn before? I'm not sure. Demon Hunter dropping low HP. He still has the Health Stone. Invul popped on the blade, and there is that Health Stone. Only level 1 mana burn is so bad. TC's gonna have more mana. Big Shockwave right there. Hit 4 to 5 Talons. Grunts all dead. They were getting rid of very quickly. And 2 more Raiders to fall as well here in quick succession. Where's the Spirit Link? Where's the healing FoCuS? This is a bad fight for you when you had such a great early game. Can the TC bring this back? Can this greater mana bring it back? The Talons, they're all dropping very, very low. There's going to be another Shockwave very soon, but the Walker's almost dead as well. Massive Shockwave. Oh my god.
Yeah, he has the big shockwaves, but where's the follow-up damage to get the kills now? The Blade Master, okay, gets 1, gets 2, but there are a lot more hurt Raiders, and he can be cycloned. Man, FoCuS, he got away with a black eye, I think. There were so many Walkers hurt. You see it there now. That could have been a few more kills. Colorful wants to stay in this fight, but he's forgetting about a few talents. They're coming in only now. Next Shockwave before the mana burn. I received 1 mana burn here against this TC. So many Shockwaves in this fight. And I think it's time for FoCuS to come back into this now.
Invul popped. He wants to try to go for the hero again, but there's a healing potion, and he's losing everything. Does he have money for a TP? Because he needs to get out. He doesn't have the gold. The TC is dropping low. He buys the TP now. With this, he will get out, but with barely anything. How did this gamer turn around so quickly? What a horrible time to fight. At 50 supply, when he still had the 2 grunts, which are so bad in that late game. Despite the greater mana.
That is exactly why you want to fight with 10 supply. And FoCuS calls for the GG. Wow. This is the first big surprise on day 3. Colorful taking the map, seemingly easy. Great shop cancellation throughout the entire game. Good fight. Questionable decisions by FoCuS, obviously. But super solid play by Colorful.
Yeah, in the late game, the Talons did it for him, and FoCuS, I asked the question, is he going to play up to his potential? Game 1, the answer is a very clear no. There were lots of mistakes in that game. I still stand by that he should have been aggressive towards the laboratory. Level 1 Demon can do nothing, even if you only have level 2 TC. The Knight of Army is super weak. Could have tried to capitalize more, but I guess he wanted level 3 or level 3 wave. Okay. But then losing that first Raider, he could have engaged there as well. And so much Spirit Link missing. He had 2 heal scrolls, couldn't make good use of it because there was no Spirit Link for such a long time. FoCuS, sometimes in that matchup, he looks unbeatable. Here, he looked like so many orcs on the ladder where they feel like, what can I do? What can I do? Night Elf Cyclone, impossible. I don't know. It looked like he hit all the wrong timings there once the mid game was over.
I agree. Also, Colorful was so passive for quite a long time. I think he could have gotten bigger camps, maybe. He contested for the shop at Colorful Space, so that was alright, I think. And he tried to grab the upper left gold mine, so that's also okay. But yeah, where's the aggression? Where's the hunger?
Yeah, especially with forcing that TP so early. I feel like he could have, again, at the laboratory, even if it's close to the Night Elf base. Could have done more there. Alright, is it maybe first day jitters, stage jitters? Because that didn't look like a late game FoCuS to me. The early game was really solid.
Not a level 3 hero for Colorful, man. That's really rare to see. But how much of an impact had the shop for FoCuS?
Do you mean like the greater mana or
no,
the heal scrolls and stuff?
The killed shops. 4 times.
Ah, the killed shop. Ah, that one you mean. His own shop. Alright. He lost that grunt pretty much because of that kill, and he was forced back into the main after. So the TC's leveling was delayed by it. The grunt was killed, but not much experience was gathered for Colorful, so I think it was a nuisance, but it was also something that took time out of Colorful's game, so I don't think there was a big lead for the Night Elf at all. But anyways, the Night Elf surprisingly takes game number 1, and actually AI was banned along with Twisted, so we still have Echo Isles, and he doesn't go to Echo Isles. FoCuS goes to Terrana Stand.
Terrana Stand LV, this is the new version, despite the wrong infographic here. is a pretty good orc map, I feel. Good claws early, or good permanent items early. So many consumables. Also very easy to go for the natural there to pick up a potential Book of the Dead, Mana Stone, Health Stone, Wind of the Wind early can help you a lot. Heal wards are great for creeping, which is what you will do. So Terranas Stand LV is a good choice, certainly, for FoCuS.
This used to be the best Night Elf map. That's the old Terranas. Not the case anymore.
Thanks to Matt Morris, all the Night Elves send greetings to him.
They were still learning about this map, like how good is it really? But one thing that has become clear, the Merc Camp Creep is really good for those who can do it. Who are those that can do it? It's human and it's Night Elf. With an Ancient of War, you don't even need Wisp Repair for that, and you get level 2 and 2 items immediately. That's the dream. Now, I haven't seen enough. If you can be aggressive against that with the Demon Hunter, there's lots of Frost armor there. So with the Blade Master, excuse me. So maybe you can run over there and go for, Windwalk Steals. So I'm surprised, honestly, that FoCuS picks this over Echo, which usually always is the Orc go-to. But with that being his choice, I expect him to have a solid plan here for this new map.
I agree. So here we go. Map number 2 is Terranas Stand. FoCuS facing the lower bracket, and Colorful could do the first big upset in GCS Summer 2018. The Korean starting in the upper left. He's one of the best item hunters in the game that we've seen here. He has revolutionized some creep routes. He's always getting a lot of items, always getting a lot of good items therefore, but he's working hard for it, taking risks for it, and like as I said, especially on this map, there's big potential for big inventories. Colorful, as I've said before, he has played many games since patch 1.29. This is when Terranas Stand LV got introduced to this game. So how well does he know it? He starts, as you suggest, with an Engine of War against the Mercenary Camp.
Yeah, that has to be expected. And that is pretty far away from the Orc base, but maybe the Blade can harass it. So we see no shop yet. If you want to go for any region, you have to go for the shop very early, because you go towards the middle and creep the claws if you do go creeping. But there is no shop, so I expect this to be an aggressive opening from the Orc side. Try to steal some creeps immediately. Let's see if he's going to be able to do that. Of course, this is going to give FoCuS a very fast tier 2 tech if he does this with a 1 borrow opening as well.
I'm curious how Colorful will play this now. We saw the Demon Hunter aggression against the shop, which was very successful. This is totally non-meta. You go for burrows, you go for production buildings, or you don't go for it at all and creep and focus on your heroes. So this is kind of a mix with maybe letting your heroes low for a long time as well, but with a different approach there. So let's see what he attacks this time, if he does.
Oh, nice lightning shield here. He draws it back. He's gonna have it on 3 units. You want to go for the Renegade immediately, of course, because that one you really cannot afford to give up to the Demon Hunter. And with a lightning shield creep, this Blade Master may be too late to do anything about it. By the way, no lightning shield denied so far in this tournament, which I'm very happy about. Hopefully it stays that way.
And well, Foggy's playing tomorrow, let's see.
And here it is, the greater mana picked up, and the Blade isn't going for harassment, he's going for his own creeping, so he's giving the Demon a level 2 immediately, for free, not pressuring after.
That's very standard here to see the Renegade. It's very cool how the pros have the timing down now. They attack the Renegade Wizard, and then when they know they are summoning a new Frost Armor... Oh, okay, Colorful doesn't have that down. We'll talk about this later. FoCuS comes in for the steal, gets the item... no, doesn't get the item there. Went to Colorful. But once the timing is there for the Renegade to attack, to summon a new Frost Armor, they switch the target from the Renegade to one of the apprentices, so the Renegade sees, okay, my buddy is in trouble, let's give the Frost Armor to him instead of myself, and then the creep is easier, as FoCuS just did.
This is a big last hit. This would be level 2 for the Demon. Doesn't get it, though. Did he, like, deny one of the creeps at the laboratory, or did he just leave one there? Because he should be level 2, but he's not. Might not be too impactful, because the pressure that FoCuS can apply with only 1 grunt is limited, so even with level 1 only, the Demon will be strong enough here to keep his base safe. Interesting layout here, a wall very far up front.
Yes. Usually we see very cramped up bases, but especially against the strong TC, that might be not the best idea, I guess, since everything will be hurt then. So I like that map design, that base design so far.
And I really like the early Berserker as well. Grunts are infamously weak later on, Berserkers are always going to be good. They're good now, they're going to be good later. Rather go for those than for the Grunts. Hopefully, though, he doesn't lose it to the Demon with the Boots of Speed immediately, because that's an expensive purchase and could be an expensive loss. And the shop was late. Blade Master still no items from that Voodoo Lounge, so no Scroll of Speed. So I'm pretty sure that's going to be the kill, unless he has a good block here.
Here we go. Oh!
That was pretty bad, to be
Bad
honest.
mistake by FoCuS, not getting this block. We saw a big Quillbeast block by Colorful before, so he did it well. He's trying to catch up. The Grunt outruns the Boots of Speed Demon Hunter for once, but it's not enough. He's trying to deny, doesn't get it. Level 2 evasion.
Boots of Speed? That's what this item can do for you.
Pretty good.
Pretty good item. A little bit lucky there for Colorful, I guess. He didn't know this purchase was going to happen. He shows up just randomly in time, and that makes this a really good early game for him. He has a strong Demon on level 2 with nice items. The Blade, still not level 2, is going to get it here. Very unlucky with the 2 cloaks so far. Gets another Berserker. It's really heavy investment into the early game. But, you know, there's 2 grunts that he didn't go for. So those aren't going to hold him back. Oh, actually, he did have another grunt, and is going to lose that one as well.
Oh, man, this is absolutely horrendous. The Lodge was late as well. I don't know if he was struggling with lumber for, like, because of the Berserkers or something. And this creep spot is taking quite some time as well. Demon Hunter is coming in, maybe for the steal. FoCuS runs away in Windwalk, of course, in no condition to threaten the Demon Hunter or archers. We see again double engine of wind. We see tier 3 Colorful, very normal play so far. Delays the Beastmaster a little, right? Oh no, there he is. So it's in time as well. I think this is a fantastic tier 1 and 2 for Colorful.
Yeah, absolutely. As good as you can hope for, basically, if you're playing passively, if you're not going for the tier 2 cancellations. Those have come up without any problems. So those are supposed to bring FoCuS back into this game. His tier 2 units, Ensnare and Spirit Link, is still gonna be really good. But he needs a... Look at this Blade Master's inventory. There's like basically no damage in here.
Yeah. That's certainly a problem on this map. There are a few spots, but if you're unlucky, then you lack damage for sure. Colorful now, positioning himself deep into FoCuS' side of the map, trying to steal some creeps, trying to prevent the progress of the TC.
Exactly.
And again, like, very smart play from the Chinese.
I would love for his Ancient of War to be going to a big camp now, because he's going to have to retreat at some point once there's Ensnare, and the Ancient of War should be on its way. So is the Adept training. Here's the first Raider. Don't have Ensnare yet, of course. Blade Master isn't going to die. He's fast enough, tanky enough. But yeah, this TC still with no experience. Oh, and the item could be a claws here. And Gloves of Haste. This Demon Hunter is gonna be a goddamn monster.
Yep, especially once he gets the Orb of Venom, but nice round by FoCuS here for once. Can he get the kill? I don't think there's a staff on the Demon Hunter, right? So this is a kill. He doesn't want to trade TP for it, as it's only a level 1 hero. He keeps the Berserker alive, so FoCuS finally gets something done. Oh my god, Colorful, super greedy. There's another Ensnare. This has to be the TP, or will he let him die as well? Nope. TP and second hero gone. FoCuS all of a sudden back in the game.
That was a big mistake. He was hanging around there for a while, probably considering, do I want to use my TP for level 1 hero? And he decided not to. I think that was the right choice. Then he could have still walked away, even though he wasted time. But then he thought, maybe I can kill the Berserker. Couldn't do that either.
That was too greedy.
And now the TP is gone, and that can be a big problem later on. So, natural creep here. Mana Stone, the dream for the Torrent Chieftain. Wand of the Wind. If that is utilized well, that can win a game. Because with that, you can disable the staff from the Night Elf side. With that, you could kill the Demon Hunter and win the game with that. But look at this. Book of the Dead, we have seen many a game decided with that item.
Well, I think he's just selling it because there's walkers now. You can like either sell it and get the gold, or use it and like, get one dispel out of the army from FoCuS. I think it's fine. When of the Wind actually also good against the Demon Hunter to save mana on the TC if he's about to burn, or you really like, need 1 or 2 mana points for a shockwave, then you disable the Demon Hunter and save him. But
wow,
what? Expanding at this position
after having lost so many units in the early, that's so dangerous.
Cyclone is right around the corner, and that's always the time when the Night Elves run out on the map and be aggressive.
And it's been scouted as well, by the way.
Sasquatch goes to Colorful. Usually he always gets those last hits. And gets the item as well. FoCuS is so good at that.
And here's the Tinker. He by himself may be able to cancel this expansion. TC though, at least finally here he is getting some creep camps under his belt.
Did FoCuS get the item by the way from the Sasquatch? Yeah, right?
Yeah, sentry wards.
Yeah. So at least he got that. That's nice.
He gets very fired up here. That's pretty good. Always gonna have vision of that Blade Master. And yeah, the Tinker's definitely gonna cancel the Expo up north.
Oh, he also got the invul. That's big. No invul potion for Colorful at the moment.
Could come in very handy. The Ring of Regen he found here. Well, gonna be nice for creeping, but not much else. He's going towards the main, looking for some Moonwell harassment here perhaps, but the Blade Master already in position. The Demon Hunter that is. Oh, but he's going out far. As you said, no invul for him. If he was to get end snare locked here, he could have very well died.
Ah, he's so far away.
Colorful playing with fire. Alright, here we go.
Expo's down, by the way.
He does not have pillage yet. Might be in the works at the moment, but not ready for this assault. First Moonwell down, second one certainly to follow. There must be a TP here on the Orc side, I'm pretty sure. Here comes the next Shockwave. He's gonna go for the third Moonwell. He is gonna get it and TP out and keep all of his units alive. Or is he? Yeah.
Yes. Okay, this is what Orcs do when they're behind. This is what Orcs do when they're kind of desperate. Raider Lame into the base, and that worked phenomenally well. Colorful supply stuck at 38 now. That means that FoCuS doesn't have to break upkeep to keep that important 10 supply advantage that Orcs always want. So he's not losing resources, he can put those saved resources into items, and that's what he needs in big fights.
But the heroes for Colorful are becoming pretty strong, and he's finding really nice items. Like, so much stuff to beef up this Demon Hunter, like circlets and gloves and boots, of course, claws, actually on the Beastmaster, not on the Demon. So the Demon is more tanky rather than has more damage. Getting closer to level 3, are we gonna have the first big fight? Is FoCuS feeling confident? He knows that there couldn't be unit production for the Nighter for quite a while. Oh, but he's getting creepjacked. Perhaps. Did he see him? I think he saw him here, Colorful, but he decides not to engage. That's an easy talent kill for the Blade Master.
Yeah, go for that one. I don't know. With 38 supply, shouldn't, maybe. Still at 40 now. FoCuS and Colorful have met each other quite a few times since 2015. It's 14 to 21 in favor of FoCuS. But recently, since September, it's only 5 to 4 for him. So in the recent months, Colorful really stepped up his game in the Orc matchup, and we see that here as well. Pretty close game now.
And Colorful seems to be hesitant here to move out of his base. He was threatened with a counterattack earlier, and I imagine now he has rebought a TP. The item he finds.
I don't know.
Greater invul. Alright, finally a good one after the...
This is a big beast mode that he's gonna get, where he can't be cycloned. Colorful now closing in at 50 supply with Fury Dragons. FoCuS not greedy at all, having a good timing here to break upkeep at 58 supply. He once again keeps this 10 supply gap between the two armies. Once again positioning himself at the shop, so I guess more heal scrolls. There we go. That should be his second one? Third one? Not sure.
I'm pretty sure the TC has one as well. And should have an invul as well, the Torrent Chieftain. And that's actually pretty nice. You can pop the invul, walk in, not worry about getting burned or cycloned or anything. Because he has those two. Or does he actually want to keep them both on the blade? And a very unusual expansion positioning. Hoping for it to not get scouted, I imagine.
There is a lot of scouting in Colorful's army, but does he want to use it? I don't know. Big invul with Tinker is also nice. He's one of the few early targets if you want to go for a hero kill. This is a choke where FoCuS should never fight. Colorful not using the Cyclone to keep him there.
Yeah, exactly. This would be a dream position for the Night Elf. So FoCuS backs up. Maybe we're gonna have a fight over the laboratory here. TC level 4 is so really strong.
Yeah, the aura is so good, man. More attack speed, more movement speed. Quite nice. More berserkers as well. It's the second one for piercing damage against the Talons.
Really well-rounded army here. 5
I agree.
walkers, 2 berserkers, 6 raiders I think it is.
Colorful is still staying in upkeep. FoCuS now at 67 supply. Man, this one Beastmaster kill TP and then the Moonwell attack really helped him out after a Bad early game. Forces the town portal again. The shockwave, not.
That would have been a massive one.
Yeah, that would have been crazy.
And it would have been really good as well. You don't want to heal talents with Moonwells. That's so expensive because of all of their mana. Just a split second there. Map is almost entirely crept. We only have a few remaining neutrals somewhere. Can the Blade Master get to level 4? Could be a big deal. With that greater invul, that upgraded critical strike could make a difference.
Yeah, not a 2-time multiplier, but a 3-time multiplier then. I kind of like that he prioritized the TC. He was not close to level 5, but level 4 in a very short time, I feel. So with a few fights, with a few engagements, he could get those kills. Because talents are easy to kill. I sees the ward, but of course FoCuS knows the army composition now, and he knows that Colorful is still in no upkeep. Breaking now, seeing the expansion. How will he deal with it this time? He sent a few summons before. Can he do it again? I mean, the expo is almost finished.
I like FoCuS's tactical positioning here. He's towards the bottom left bridge. If Colorful goes north to deal with the expansion, he's gonna hit the main and gonna destroy a lot of it. Look at this Orc army. God damn, it's so strong.
I think Colorful builds an engine of war at the forest before the expansion to attack it and to force the TP or at least the reaction.
Yeah. Interesting situation now. And also Quillbeast harassed, so the Night Elf has something here that he can split off away from his army. Of course, he can't afford to send a demon up there. Then you're gonna lose a fight in your main, even with Moonwell support. So interesting situation here. How do you split your attention? How do you split your forces? How much does FoCuS have up there to defend? How much does Colorful have up there to attack and defend? Be able to defend in the main at the same time? Or maybe this is gonna be made easy with both forces moving towards the middle. Perhaps we're gonna have our big first fight after all.
Around the tavern, as it seems. A few peons getting killed again, so this expansion has not paid off. We have still Colorful at 53 supply, 4 supplies stuck in production. This is not a fight that he wants to take. Going for the Beastmaster, has the invul potion. Colorful has to engage, but he doesn't want to. It's an open battlefield. It's good items for FoCuS, and the invul is already gone. But he forced the first invul, that's nice. Cyclone coming in now, but the Beastmaster is still exposed. Dispels the Cyclone. What a shockwave! Oh my god! And again, a town portal. That's the second one in just barely 90 seconds.
Loses a Raider, but well worth it. Invul gone, TP gone, army back in the Night Elf base, and Expo still running. Barely running, to be honest here, with the peons having been killed earlier. But FoCuS, he can produce more and more. He's going to be able to take out this Ancient of War. And of course, Colorful has to respond to this new base. Second try. He's moving north again. Greater invul this time on the Blade Master and level 4, which he didn't have at the beginning of the last engagement.
Stronger critical strikes, even though the plus damage isn't too great. Gets the Hawk, positions the Demon Hunter, uses a few end snares here, of course. They don't use mana, it's an ability, not a spell. Colorful now with Berserkers as well. Fury Dragons are coming in. This position is not ideal for FoCuS, but still not bad. TC is coming in, this could... Oh, a nice Cyclone to prevent the Shockwave. But here we go.
Disenchant, and the Shockwave will land after all. Invuls on both first heroes. Pocket Factory towards the side. These talents really aren't protected. Neither is the Beastmaster. He's being focused once again and has to TP out again. He saves his life with this, but the expansion will continue running up to the north. 74 versus 51 supply. Yes, the Orcs will have more supply in this matchup, but this... not this much.
That's 1,000 gold for town portals in 2 minutes. 1,000 gold, you get 4 heal scrolls for that, 6 invuls or so.
Yeah, especially the first one was way too easily forced where the Beastmaster was so far out of position. But now FoCuS gives up the position next to his expansion, wants to go for consumables first. 3rd heal scroll, I think, and an invul again. So the Demon will be able to deal with his peon line once again. This expo really hasn't been worth it so far.
Not at all, man. Cost a lot, especially like... I think the peons cost more than the expansion by now.
But tactically it was a good choice because it lured the Night Elf out of his base and gave him good trades, multiple ones.
And there's not really a good position except that the trees down there for Colorful to fight, and now everything is wide open! Shockwave was big, and the follow-up is even bigger. Heal Scroll saves them for now, but the Raiders, man, it's a massacre. They can all attack. Mass Cyclone has to be used to get them up the air. But look at, there's so many walkers. There should be Mass Dispel for them as well. A little bit of repositioning, but the Talons, they're all fodder. The heroes, can they save him? It doesn't look like it. The Demon Hunter is ensnared down to 50%, uses another healing item. TC, is there another Shockwave? The position is still good.
The Fairy Dragons here, if they get next to the Walkers, they could do a lot of damage here. Everything is dropping low for FoCuS. That was a big scroll of healing. Once again, where is the Spirit Link? He has barely any in this army, but also the Talons dying one after the next. The Walkers seem to be the damage dealers here against the Talons, which is rare to see. The Raiders are mostly running around and using ensnares, but it's the ranged army of the Orc for once who does the cleanup. Heroes are still all alive for the Night Elf. They are half HP, but it's so hard for him to find these kills. Quilby's helping with the damage. Couple of units are dying on both sides, and the Walkers, they are starting to dwindle, but there's going to be no ensnare Cyclones very soon, and now going for the Demon. Is this going to be a kill? He has the healing potion that only does so much, though with more and more disenchants, this will be the first hero falling. Blade Master hits level 5, Beastmaster next on the menu. TC dropping low. Could he perhaps get this hero kill? I don't think it would even be good enough. With only one hero left, it's the GG, and FoCuS equalizes.
There we go. 1-1 ties up the series. For the first time in a winner bracket semifinal, we have a third game. Before it was only 2-0, before it was only were very one-sided games. This goes back and forth. First map, clearly a dominating Colorful. Second map, after a little hiccup at the start. Okay, it was very bad at the start.
More than a hiccup.
Yeah. But he came back with the Moonwell attack, with the hero FoCuS in the upper right. And once he had the lead, he never lost it again.
Yeah, he was comfortable going into these big armies, like 70 supply armies. Terranastant has the layout for this. If you look back at the first map, LR, microing your 70 supply orc army there is really hard, man. There's a whole bunch of chokes. But here he had so many walkers. Jesus Christ, so much dispel. And yeah, especially tactically, I agree with you. The Moonwell attack really got him into a good position that game. The Expo was used tactically as well, not even really for mining, but to lure him out, get him away from those Moonwells, get him into open territory. And FoCuS did prove in the end he still certainly is a very capable orc player. I hope this gives him a little more confidence now, because up until 5 minutes of the second game, it all looked very shaky, but it did get finally better then.
Yeah, that was FoCuS's map choice though. Now it's Colorful's time to determine the third one. The heroes were better for him this time, not overwhelming, and yeah, level 5 heroes on FoCuS side, so good. I really like that expansion play in the upper right, not going for the second time, or not going twice for the natural, because like, where is Colorful supposed to fight there?
It's actually so smart, because next to your natural there's a bridge, right?
Yeah.
Which is really good.
It's really good, exactly. Like, there is this forest thing, but it's okay. If the Night Elf retreats to the forest position, you don't have to follow. If your expansion is still up.
That was really cool. Smart play by FoCuS after having a shaky early. And now 2 times showing a bit of an unconventional build. The shop being skipped with the 1 burrow. So super fast techs. Alright, it's the Night Elf's choice now. We go to Amazonia.
Okay.
Pretty much always this will be the choice. Lin decided to veto this one against Moon.
Really interesting
yesterday. And can't blame him. If you see Foggy play on this map, his precision of tier 2 attack against the orc base is absolutely surgical. But nobody else seems to be doing it at the moment. Moon didn't do it. Colorful so far didn't do it. Orcs are pretty safe with their tier 2 buildings if they aren't going up against Foggy.
Yeah, Lolai doesn't do it as well. Pretty much only Foggy and Sini play it. We mentioned this all the time. Their unique aggression style versus orc. Very successful though. Colorful was aggressive, kind of, especially his positioning, but that was too much in the mid game. He did get a lot of stuff done. 2 grunts he killed in the mid game there, which is huge usually. And then this big mistake happens, and that is maybe the lack of experience on this very top level for Colorful. He has a lot of series that he loses 2-1. Against Lin, for example, his stats are 4-2, 2 series, both 1-2, and Lin is an absolute monster. The best, together with FoCuS, the best Orc versus Night Elf player in the world. And we keep seeing this from Colorful, taking a lead, making a mistake on map 2, losing the series. And that's what keeps makes him drop out of group stages all the time. Oh.
Yeah, and
Is he burning his gas too quickly?
in this specific instance, though, in this game, I think it was the fault lay a lot with FoCuS, though, giving him that opening. FoCuS starting weak, becoming stronger.
Yeah.
Whereas Colorful, don't know that he made so many glaring errors in the later stages of the second game. The Beastmaster out of position, that was a big one. But other than that, it was pretty solid. Maybe he could have utilized his early level 3 demon better. But woulda, coulda, shoulda. We go on to Amazonia, our map number 3, decision time. FoCuS! Starting in the bottom left, the Orc from Korea, Colorful. The Night Elf from China, top right, the underdog. Can he make the surprise happen? Can he move on into the next round in the upper bracket where he would be meeting Law Liot or TH, depending on who wins? Everybody's expecting him to drop out last year in this group stage. Will he surprise us? Or is it FoCuS to move on?
Indeed. Colorful, with his 65% win rate against Orcs, he must be pretty happy to see FoCuS as his first opponent. His statistics versus the top Orcs are not the greatest, but also not bad. 2-1 over Fly since September, 4-5 versus FoCuS, and 2-5 versus Lin, as I just mentioned. So for a tier 2 player against the very elite of Orcs, that's really good stats. But in series, it looks very grim. 5-10 against FoCuS, 0-2 against Lin. He can't get the job done. Will this change now? We will see.
He has his map here to rely on for the decision. AZ, as I just said a couple of moments ago, this is Foggy's hometown. The reason why Lin started banning this map instead of other ones, with the tier 2 cancellations being the centerpiece of his strategy. But again, it doesn't seem to be Colorful style so much. This time for once, FoCuS is not skipping the shop. He's going for it early, so he will go for the Renegade first, most likely. Same as the case, of course, for Colorful. And this is one of the reasons why this is so nice for Night Elf. You get level 2 immediately. Super easy. The Orc can do nothing about it. And if you're lucky enough, even a great item with the help of the Lightning Shield creep.
FoCuS in this matchup, as I said, second best in the world with positive stats against Colorful, obviously. Moon, Foggy, and 5-5 against Life. The only Night Elf that has a better track record against him is Law Liot, surprisingly. But that is stats that are 3 years old, or like dating back to 2015. Since September, he has a negative result versus Life, a negative result versus Law Liot, and a negative result versus Foggy. So something changed that he can't beat the top Night Elves anymore. Not on a regular basis as it was before.
And if game 1 was any indication, I wonder, even if he gets out of the group, how far he's gonna get. Maybe that's a little bit getting ahead of ourselves, but I had really high hopes for FoCuS. I thought, you know, last GCS, man, he played so well, he got so far. But one step at a time.
In the end, it doesn't even matter.
That's not what I was trying to go for, but sure.
This is the Foggy style. This is the aggression against the burrow, and he is successful. Can he trap him in the base? The grunt is there. And the Demon Hunter is already at 50%, buying some time. So, of course, he's running around. Yeah, this is something that only a few Orcs do, block with the gold peons. But he's buying time here. The Blade Master can't creep at the moment. Nothing's happening, only the attacks. And you really want those high critical strikes. Or at least level 2 Windwalk.
Yeah, and this is so annoying for the Orc. And this can usually easily be prevented. He tried to do it with a peon blocking the way, but he misplaced it. So the demon did get through, so he got finally, and the grunt remains alive. That's the important thing. Archer. Will make her way home as well. Heals up quickly. Normally, the Agent of War would be out now in the middle of the map to continue with the next creep cap. Maybe there his multitasking could have been a little bit better. But alright. Not going to be able to creep anything up. And once again, TP lost early. Third game in a row, right?
Yeah. He has the staff of teleportation for the second coming into the Orc base. That will most likely happen with the Quill Beast and the Beastmaster. Is it enough though? Can FoCuS defend this? This is already game deciding moment soon once the Beastmaster's there, but the Demon Hunt is not waiting for his buddy. Going alone.
With his presence only though, he is delaying the setup of the tier 2 building. Oh, can he get the grunt? Is the block gonna be there from his brother? No, but the creeps, they help him out. They block the way, but this grunt might still be in danger. Blade Master coming home though, protecting his pawns. And here we go, tier 2 coming up. So, Beastmaster, can he cancel this again? If he goes in with the second hero, cancels the lodge and the bestiary now, this is gonna be a very, very big delay. So he is at the tavern. There's the second hero. Are we going towards the Orc base? Yes or no? Looks like it.
So it actually worked that the Blade Master is low. Here comes the Beastmaster and he's distracting.
Yeah.
So this should be the time for the tier 2 buildings now. The Beastmaster is not really helping in this attack, but he's there as like Scotty to beam the Demon Hunter back home.
But look at the peons. You can't get into this base,
Nope.
dude. The way is shut. It's like in the Lord of the Rings. Before they go into the caves, you remember?
Yes, Remo. Of course I do.
So, tier 2 buildings do come up after all. This was a delay though, remember. The demon was in here early and with his presence only. He didn't force cancels, but he kept the buildings from coming up. So, Spirit Link and Ensnare will be later. And the Blade Master is very weak this time around. This is another reason why this map is so nice for Night Elf. You have a very quick start for your demon, and the Blade has a very tough time getting to level 2 and level 3 quickly. But he cancels the shop. Did he cancel one of the wins? I don't think so. One of them certainly did complete, and training is continuing for the Talons. And the aggressive play continues here as well.
Yeah, Colorful is kind of banging his head against the wall, but he's more getting headaches than opening up a crack in the wall because
Oh, wait a minute.
there's
If
not
he gets
too
this
much.
burrow, where's the repair? The two peons in the north are not repairing. He gets it. Oh, damn. And FoCuS is going to be supply stuck for a long ass time.
Oh, he has no lumber at all. That indeed will take some time. And yeah, this is the timing where you really want your army out. Does he have a walker out? I don't think so. Should be coming though.
I think he saw the first one. And the blade's only level 1. It's not like he can apply so much pressure. He tried to split push across the other side of the map in the Nido's base with the staff of, what's it called? Teleportation to get out should he get walled in there. But what did he really get? Like 2 wisps, maybe? And for that, now he's supply stuck for such a long time. And with that, I think Colorful should be pretty free to creep up in the middle of the map. He's moving towards the middle right here, to the Kobolds. TC is in position to be aggressive against this, though, if he wants to.
Okay, TC is only level 2, not level 3 yet. That might take some time. He has the shop, though, to creep. He also has the natural, that's a lot. And I've rarely seen FoCuS's Blade Master in the base that often.
Yeah, I guess, you know, he cancelled the shop and thought, oh, I have an opening here. But I don't know that it was so successful, actually. But alright, it is a lot of space for the TC, to be honest. Solo creeping for him, it is going to be level 3, I think, after this merchant, or at least he's going to be extremely close. But the demon, he had a good start, he continues creeping, he's going to be level 3 himself here very soon.
Okay. Watcher wards on this map, of course, very likely to get, so information is always cool for FoCuS to see. Where is the Night Elf? How can I disturb him? How can I distract him? What can I get from his creep spots? And where can I go for to creep up my TC? Once again, a map where it's not unlikely to see a level 5 TC because he has so much time and space.
Yeah, possibly. If the red camps become available or he finds a lot of kills, he's gonna hit level 3 here with that troll camp towards the left side of the map, and finally level 2 for the Blade Master. His inventory is not looking too impressive. Don't think he can bank on his first hero here to carry this, as he only has the one single circlet. Demon Hunter was luckier. He got 2 slippers of agility, and don't underestimate those little items, guys. They're really, really nice.
Okay. Supply-wise, they're kind of head-to-head. This is not what FoCuS wants. Ooh, is this He will see the army moving, right? There is
he has a
something.
sentry.
He has a sentry ward there, so he sees it. He has to abandon this creep spot. He does so. Rather safe than sorry. And the TC is level 3 already, so it's absolutely not worth it to risk something. He's not in a position where he has to do a lot of risks. It's still not looking great for him, but, you know, okay-ish. But now, Colorful is taking advantage of his pressure now and steals the heal scroll. Very nice for him. But the invul should be on the blade, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Very confident play by Colorful, moving out into the orc side, onto the orc side of the map. And he's getting rid of the shop early. Oh, that could be very, very dangerous if FoCuS cannot juice up again. But the shockwaves are there. These could be a lot of damage. Gets rid of 2 wisps immediately. That's actually pretty good. Can detonate against the walkers with this. They have decent mana, kind of still. Wants to wait for the next shockwave for that to be hitting big. Of course, if they're lining up the talents to kill a shop like this, they present a nice target. But now the shop is gone.
Yeah, interesting to see that he used mana to save mana. And of course, like the pool of the walkers isn't too high, so the detonate really hurts them. And then of course they have to reapply the spirit link as well. So pretty important to kill off the wisps before they detonate against the orc army. But again, Colorful in control of the shop. Invo potion on the Demon Hunter now, who's not level 3. So the TC should have a lot of waves.
And FoCuS was able to stall enough here to go into upkeep. He's at 56 now, and those units should have joined his actual army by now. Colorful with the delay of that push. Does he still feel confident enough? It does look like it. A little bit more creeping for FoCuS. Doesn't result in any level ups here or any items. And the shop, he's setting it up in that position. Oh, that was a massive shockwave there. Holy crap! That was the money shockwave. What was that, 10 targets?
I think so. Everything is bruised now. But there's a heal scroll. Should be fine. And it's still... Okay, FoCuS now. Waiting for his 60 supply that are kind of in production. I guess he has the 10 supply. The Demon Hunter has a great inventory, though. Oh, boy. Plus 11 damage. And he's safe. Okay, now the Raider is there. Now the 60 supply are there. The TC still has a shockwave, I believe. Oh, no. He's out of mana. And no shop for a mana potion.
And he's going for the Knight of Heroes first. Not the way it's supposed to be. You're supposed to run past them and go for the talents in the back. And FoCuS engaged and now decides to disengage.
Yep.
And that's not what you're supposed to do as Orc. You're supposed to be decisive. Either you go or you leave. And now this back and forth is not looking good for the Korean. First Raider already dead. Second one to follow. Almost a level up for the Demon. He gets it here onto level 3. Staff, so he's going to be able to Moon Juice back up. And here is the Tele Staff back into the battle. And now it's looking grim for the Orc player.
Colorful is pushing into the winner bracket final. FoCuS is like dwindling. The supply plummeted here from 56 to 44. He was supply stuck there, and I thought...
Ooh, close. Use the shockwave before it gets burned. It's barely anything and more burrows to fall, I mean. And now he's supply stuck once again. He is trailing in supply heavily. Ah, no, excuse me, actually he isn't. It's pretty even. Here come the Raiders, but the Talent's in such a great position with the Pocket Factory. Exactly. How are you going to reach these guys now? You don't really have range damage. You have no Berserkers. You have barely any Walkers. You don't have much to spell to work with, by the way. The Burrows have to add a lot of damage into this, but many of them have been killed already.
There is quite a few Raiders and a few hurt Talents. Can he capitalize from that? He's trying to aim for the Demon Hunter. Yeah, he's been staffed out and he will be back since he had a Tele Staff. Tinker, level up the TC. Yeah, okay, here comes the Demon Hunter back.
Tinker's in trouble. He's getting focused in the north. Can he get this hero kill at least? But it's the third hero. Is that really gonna force the Knight of back? I don't believe it is. So he gets the hero kill here. No level up for him from this. Still the Orc trailing in supply. Never ever what you want. Can he take out this Late Master now? Can't Telestaff, of course. He is surrounded. He's only level 2. This may very well be the death for him. He keeps the surround closed. There's no mana for a shockwave to punish this surround, and the first hero, even without the demon laying into him, is going to die. It's going to come at the cost of a couple of Talon lives, but if it works, it's definitely going to be worth it, and he falls. Everything's so bruised here for FoCuS. It's more than bruised. It's like smashed to pieces or only inches from it. He has to run with everything he has. It's GG, and the first really big upset occurs here at GCS as Colorful takes out FoCuS.
What a major surprise to see this 23-year-old Chinese beating the second best player of 2017. Offline FoCuS is back in the worst way possible. So we have certainly one Chinese here in the winner bracket final where we did not expect him. Cool result for Colorful, and once again he underlines his strength against the orcs. He may not be top against human, he may not be top against his own race, but man, if it's against orc, he's there and he's successful.
He did play well, solid. I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to jump onto the train as much as you are, because FoCuS did not play like FoCuS. That was, I don't know what that was. Was it nerves? Was it a bad night's sleep? But that was disappointing, to say the very least. He's going to have another chance. He's in the lower bracket.
It's
Colorful one step away only from making it to the playoffs. That would be a big success for him. But the next hurdle in his way, that's going to be a tough one, because it's going to be TH or Light next. It's going to be our next game.
Looking forward to that match so much. Here we have the summary once again. Colorful with a little more gold, but yeah, it was certainly FoCuS not capitalizing. It was his map choice. Amazonia is a good Night Elf map. He played this well, cancelled the burrow early. That led to a lack of levels for FoCuS, and then it's kind of hard to come back. And good shop control throughout the game. Always got the Invo Potion, always got the heal scroll there. FoCuS had a strong comeback on Terrana's stand with a nice idea, but Amazonia also looked very not really inspired.
Yeah, he spiraled out of control so quickly. Like, he missed the first peon block. For that reason, he gets the burrow cancelled, and for that reason also he has to put the burrow into a bad position. That was why he couldn't repair the other burrow later when he got supply block for the first time. It just was an accumulation of unfortunate events accompanied by errors. FoCuS can improve on this. FoCuS can play much better than this. He can bounce back and he can still make it out of this group.
But he has to play so much better.
But he is not really known for his mental fortitude.
Yeah.
Players like TH, if they're in the lower bracket, sometimes they seem to wake up and suddenly play a different level of a game. FoCuS, though, yeah, not really.
Yeah, he really needs that momentum. Like, the big win against Infi last time was one of those instances where if he starts well into a tournament, he can reach anything. But with this, he could drop next round. TH or Lawlight, he's not that good against Night Elf. Okay, he is good against Elf, but he's not that good against Lawlight. And against TH, he has a horrible track record. So here we see it again. Terrana's stand was a great start for Colorful. But then he kind of fell apart with the expansion in the upper right.
There were some signs of brilliance from FoCuS, don't get me wrong. It's not like he played horribly or whatever. Just a couple of errors which really added up. Like here, again, well, it all turned around in the second. Map. The third map, excuse me.
Yeah, Amazonia was the last one. Guess we're gonna see it soon. In general, I think a lack of mana burn in general from Colorful. We saw a lot of shockwaves in this matchup, but wasn't enough. And maybe Lawlight is right. The shockwaves of FoCuS, not the greatest. All the talents down here, so this was the GG. Amazonia, this is Colorful with a great positioning in between the orc base and the shop. No way for FoCuS to reach the shop anymore.
And this engagement right now, where he goes in and backs up after, that was like...
That cost him 10 supply.
That was quote-unquote noob engagement, because the raiders are all attacking the heroes. That's what the Night Elf wants. He wants you to A-click, but that's the big mistake. You run past him, you ensnare the talents, and you go for those. And once that first engagement was botched, the game was kind of over. Too bad we didn't see the massive shockwave. That was pretty beautiful.
Yeah.
But by then he was so far behind. And of course, losing the blade here was still level 2 only at that point. Sealed the fate.
No Blade, no win. We have a little break here, and then we're back with TH versus Lawley at GCS Summer 2018 Group C.